Put the omelet back on the heat, and now normally when I fold a 2-egg omelet, I flip it. When I fold a 3-egg omelet, I do a double flip. So we're going to do a double flip. Flip once. You notice how the olive oil kept the eggs from burning on the bottom. You can manipulate this. We're going to do a second flip, and there is your perfect 3-egg omelet. Hi, today I'm going to show you 5 secrets to make the perfect omelet. Okay, here are our ingredients we've already prepped. We've got some tomatoes, we have black olives, we have jalapenos. You can put whatever you want in your olives, spinach, mushrooms, you name it, anything you want. We have someone in the family that loves pepper jack cheese, so we went to the supermarket and bought some sliced pepper jack. We have shredded mozzarella, shredded cheddar. We have someone in the family who likes feta cheese, so we bought a little feta. We use margarine. I'll show you. I only use a very small amount of margarine. I'll show you that. Salt and pepper to taste. Here are our eggs. If I need more, I'll just go back in the refrigerator. We use extra virgin olive oil. Again, I'll show you how I use that. Here's our bowl and our fork to mix. And here is, rather than keep the entire milk container out, I pour a little milk into here. This is enough for about 4 or 5 omelets. If there's any left over, we just throw it in the tea or coffee. Okay? I'll show you my first really important trick right now. Okay. Here is the first very important trick. When you make an omelet, you want to make sure that the pan is big enough and that the eggs spread out and get very thin. Here's my 2-egg pan, and here is my 3-egg pan. Okay, I would never, when I used to try this, I used to try to make 3-egg omelets in the same pan, but what happens is the eggs get too thick, and as you know, they cook on the bottom and they're still gooey on the top. So the first secret is you want to spread the eggs way out and use a big enough pan. Okay, first omelet is going to be a 3-egg omelet. I am terrible at cracking eggs. And every time I say that, I actually crack it correctly. So there's 1. Here's 2. Here is 3. Come on, there we go. I told you I'm terrible. No shells, we're good. Okay, I splash a little milk in there. Not too much, not too little. All right, now is when I salt and pepper in the mixture. This first omelet is for someone that likes a lot of pepper. Okay, we break the yolks. And then we mix. Our first omelet is a 3-egg omelet. Let me show you what I do. I put a little extra virgin olive oil in, scooch more, and then I put a tiny amount of margarine. Oh, I forgot to turn the heat on. I'm going to turn it on high for now. A little bit of margarine right in the olive oil. Okay, the pan is starting to heat up. We're going to obviously swirl it around. Don't worry if we have too much, we will drain the excess. So now we're on high heat, and I see that I'm going to have some extra butter and olive oil. Let me just go around the edges one more time. Okay, we drained the extra olive oil. Now we're going to pour the eggs in. Remember, this is a 3-egg omelet, so I'm using my very large pan. I'm spreading the eggs out very thin, okay? There's my eggs. I'm going to use this again for the next omelet. Now it's on high heat, so here's the secret number 2. Number 1 is we use very large pans to spread the eggs out. Number 2 is we cover the eggs. What that allows is, of course, it's cooking on the bottom, by covering it, you're now keeping the heat inside the pan, and you're now actually going to be cooking the top. I'll show you how that works. We'll come back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, and it started to firm up. I'm going to take a peek. You see we still have a little bit of run there, so we're going to keep the heat on. And I'm going to turn the heat down. I was at about 8 or 9. I'm turning it down to 3 or 4. We're going to let that heat build up inside and cook the top a little bit. All right, now I'm turning it down to very low heat, down to 1. I'm pulling the pan off the heat. And that's my omelet. You can see how it's, I showed you how it's actually sliding. So it's going to be easy to flip, and it is now cooked on the top. Now we're going to put our ingredients. Here's our pepper jack cheese. I always put it on the edges because I like when you bite into an omelet, you don't get the empty egg at the side. We're going to put some mozzarella cheese. And you, by the way, just because this is off the heat, you can see it's still actually cooking. The pan is still hot. The cheese is melting. Again, putting some cheese around the edges, wherever there's an empty edge. Put a little feta cheese, just to give it some flavor. She also requested cheddar, so here's a little cheddar cheese. Again, I always put my ingredients around the edge. I'm not too worried about the middle because we're going to fold it and it'll double up. And finally, this is a jalapeno omelet, or cheese and jalapeno. So we're going to put some jalapenos, or actually lots of jalapenos, in this omelet. Around the edges, in the middle, wherever we want. Tons of jalapeno pepper. She will get jalapeno in every bite, which is the way she likes it. Remember, this is on 1, very low heat. So what we're doing now, essentially the omelet is just about complete. So what we're going to do now in a 3-egg omelet, if I fold it and flip it over, if I flip a 3-egg omelet over one time, it's actually too large in the plate. So what I've learned to do is do a double flip. We flip once. You'll also notice that because of the olive oil, we didn't get too much browning at the bottom. And we do a double flip. And that, my friends, is the perfect 3-egg omelet. Yeah. All right, so now I put the omelet back on the heat. And now, normally when I fold a 2-egg omelet, I flip it. When I fold a 3-egg omelet, I do a double flip. So we're going to do a double flip. Flip once. You notice how the olive oil kept the eggs from burning on the bottom. You can manipulate this. We're going to do the second flip, and there is your perfect 3-egg omelet. Okay? Now we press it down to make sure all the cheese inside melts. Remember, we're on very low heat, so there's no risk of burning here. We put it on, we press it, make sure all the cheese inside melts. If any of the ingredients fall out like this, oops, I made that one fall out just to show you, we just take it and we put it, display it on the top of the omelet like that. Well, normally more of my ingredients fall out, so we just display it on the top of the omelet, make it look like we meant to do that. All right, so we press it down, make sure all the cheese is melted, we plate it up, and it's time to enjoy the perfect 3-egg omelet. Thanks.